if you were a 90s kid and saw shows like Remix and Remake, there's every chance you saw the show because of the man who we are interviewing today. Please welcome Karan Wahi. Karan, thank you so much for this show. So, have to talk about the show that got you into the limelight. And you were 18 when you did Remix, right? Yeah. So, tell us, how did you land that role in the first place?
One day I just got some pictures clicked for some other thing.
Okay.
So there was this article in the newspaper for Grassing, and those pictures went to someone else.
Okay.
One day I got a call and they said, there's an audition for a television show. And I was like, I don't want to do TV.
Okay.
They're like, no, just come. It's a new channel and blah blah blah. And I was like, why will someone make an 18-year-old boy a lead? Because those were the times of Kyuki Saas Bhi Gayi Bhi. And Kyuki Saas, Kyuki Kahani, and those shows were like right there. So, and nobody knew what Star One, what is Star One.
Exactly.
There was no channel called Star One. I did the audition in Delhi.
Okay.
And 12 days later,
okay,
I was in Bombay. Started shooting on 23rd August 2004.
Okay, you remember?
I remember all my dates. 30th June 2004, I was in Bombay. 23rd August 2004, we started shooting.
Okay.
And Remix came on air 1st November 2004.
Okay.
So there was like a huge 2.5 month gap where none of us could understand, because we would tell friends or family that हम तो acting कर रहे हैं. They're like, कहाँ कर रहे हो? ये channel कौन सा है? कोई channel ही नहीं है. And then 1st November when it came on, and then after that when I went back home, I think I went back home November end, I realized the world had changed for me. So I think then I just didn't feel like going back.
And coming to Dil Mil Gaye, I was reading a couple of interviews, where you've spoken about the start, maybe was a bit speed, a lot of bumps there. So how important was it? Okay, you've done one show now, it shouldn't be like, okay, you don't want to be a one show person. How important was it to win audiences and maybe even faster than you might have thought?
Yeah, I think it was the most, the first 3 months of the show were the most hectic 3 months of the show, for any show of my life. And when DMG happened, I used to watch DMG. So I was very excited to join the party. And the first 3 months, I have got so much hate. It's unbelievable. There were fans who came in the set and broke my car window. And I would get messages like, what do you think of yourself? You think you're Karan Singh Grover? I was like, I'm not Karan Singh Grover. I don't want to be Karan Singh Grover. I actually joined the show thinking that he'll still be a part of the show. And when I was shooting is when I realized that he's not there in the show. Uska death scene shoot kar liya. So I was like, abhi band bajayegi. I don't get it. This is the channel that gave me so much love. What happened? And then Jenny came on the show. So I got even more hate. You think you will be Dr. Anand. And I don't know, I don't know what in me. I don't know, it was probably my ego, or I don't know what was the aspect that made me just keep going. And I remember 6.5 months down the line, there was so much love that I was like, wow. And by the end of Dil Mil Gaye, because I became the bigger man and I gave Riddhima to Arman, I became like sacred to everybody. I always say Remix gave me stardom and Dil Mil Gaye brought it back 10 times. But मैंने चलना करके ये भी realize किया कि TV बदला ही नहीं.
Okay.
TV जो
So was that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, TV बदला नहीं है is definitely not a good thing. मतलब I think it's and TV बदला नहीं है का मतलब मैं बताऊँ क्या होता है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि maybe हम बोलते हैं कि audience likes this, but I think the audience will only sample what we'll serve.
Right?
It's definitely not a good thing that if television is not evolving, and I feel it should, because वरना वो craft का फायदा क्या? क्योंकि eventually हम भी तो actor ही हैं. it's funny because why do you tag us in that category when I have done more work than TV? If I would have not done anything
Then it
other than
makes
TV, I still will make it will still make sense to me. कि चलो यार तुमने हमें एक्सक्लूसिवली बना दिया कि ये टीवी एक्टर है इसने टीवी का बट मैंने फिल्में भी कर ली मैंने वेब भी कर लिया मैंने टीवी भी कर लिया मैंने क्रिकेट भी कर लिया फॉर मी आई वेयर इट एज अ बैज ऑन माय चेस्ट कि आई एम फ्रॉम टेलीविजन बिकॉज if you say Shah Rukh Khan's from TV, you take pride in it while you say it.
Right.
So then why shouldn't I take pride in कि Karan Wahi from TV? हमारा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम ना मतलब कभी कभी हम कैटेगराइज कर देते हैं कि आप तो ये हो आप OTT हो आप बॉलीवुड हो and I think that is why there is no cross pollination the way we would want to see.
The audiences forgot you at any time. Did you think that?
I don't think they forgot me at any time. I think they just became. I think they forgot the actor me because for a good chunk of my life, 6, 7, 8 years, I was just hosting.
Right.
And I was also doing shows on OTT, but the OTT bandwagon had not begun. Because मेरा पहला शो सीक्रेट गेम्स था दूसरा हंगामा पे आया बापू फिर मैंने MX के लिए ट्रैवल शो भी किया था फिर मैंने बीच में एक छोटा मोटा कुछ किया बट क्योंकि आपका OTT बूम आया ही कोविड के बाद
They know about this.
so people used to be more inclined to go to television
Right.
और films OTT का इतना वो था नहीं फंडा क्योंकि OTT के नाम OTT का मतलब होता था YouTube हम सब के लिए YouTube पे कंटेंट बन रहा so I feel people didn't miss me but what I realized with time was that everywhere I would go they would be like sir आप क्या host करते हो sir आप क्या host करते हो so when I kept on hearing that I felt that maybe they've forgotten the actor me and I keep saying that the acting is first but I don't do it I don't do it as often as I say that I want to do it because OTT आप 25 दिन काम करते हो फिर वो 1-1.5 साल बाद शो आता है तो आप एक्चुअली काम नहीं कर रहे That's when I took a purposeful decision. Purposely I actually took a decision to not host.
Okay.
So I have not hosted a show for I think close to 3 years.
That's not exactly.
I have not done it because I was like, I think I need to act. Because if I don't act, how will people know that I'm an actor? Because maybe my generation of kids know that I was an actor. But what about today's generation of kids? They've not seen me act because they might not see my previous work.
Like an actor has to change. Like romantic is different, action is different. So when you host, does that change as well?
It's a reflection of a person, of who the person you are. Sometimes you have to create a person also. At times you are not the guy who's actually on stage. But I think what I love about hosting is the only place where you will have to hear if I say something.
Okay.
You don't have an option, like as in the audience doesn't have an option because I'm talking the most. Sometimes instinctively you say something and there is so much appreciation that you get that I think that's the biggest kick. It's a completely different element to acting. Yet Indian hosting or Indian reality show hosting is still not. It's still as a host you have to create a lot more than probably when I see America's Got Talent, the hosts are very normal and they don't do all this darling I love you मेरे को आप सब क्या but ये I think हमारा Indian thought है तो I think वो भी करने को मिल जाता है and you just showcase a very different side of it. Sometimes the prep goes right, sometimes it doesn't. But I think my preparations have differed from show to show. Depending on what they want me to do or what they want me to play. And I think as a host, you have to be a good listener to actually know what every person is like. I'm not a great listener, but I think when I'm hosting a gig, also it just it showcases your interpersonal relationships with people because I do a lot of red carpets and I love doing red carpets. People keep asking me why do you not do the main show? I'm like because I like the red carpet. For me, the red carpet is not small and the big shows, the main show is not big because I get interpersonal relations. I get to meet people I know. I get to interact with people I don't know.
Take us through your fitness routine.
This is a technology that I have made. It's these apps you cannot buy in the market. I have the exclusive patent for. Like when people ask me, how do you stay so fit? Like I was maybe 3 days back, I met so many friends. They're like, "Arey, what is this? Yaar? How do you stay so fit?" I'm like, because I go to the gym every day, or I do some kind of physical activity every day. So if you do that, also because most of us are now like we don't realize, but what worked at 24 doesn't work now. Your metabolic activity changes. So should your food habits. So I feel I also am blessed with a genetic code. I think, but that's not the only thing. I feel I just work smart. I don't work hard on it anymore. I just work smart on it now because I feel it's become a part of my life. I was 14 years old when I started working out. I'm going to turn 38. So it's been 24 years and I nobody pushed me to go to the gym. Like everyone was like, when I read people writing Monday motivation, I just don't understand it. I'm like, why Sunday can't give you motivation? Like, what is this funda of Monday motivation? I don't get it because I feel so Monday you'll be motivated, and then Tuesday you'll say, oh, it's hurting, and Wednesday you'll say, I can't do this, and Thursday you'll say, I had to go for a party. It doesn't make sense. My gym is my riyaz. And if I've done riyaz for so long, it is not going to get spoiled the way probably someone else's body gets spoiled. Like,
and you won so many hearts, like you know. So what's your take on love and relationships?
Yeah, I am somebody who gives a lot of gyan on love and relationships, though I should not be. कभी सोचा नहीं था कि अभी तक single रह गए. A lot of people laugh about it because they're like, oh, you're not in a relationship and you're talking about relationships. Then why don't you be in a relationship? And I'm like, when I'm talking about relationships at this age or at this time, just this juncture in my life, I actually talk about it way more highly than what I used to. Because I think जब आप थोड़े छोटे होते हो ना, आप वो कभी-कभी इफेक्ट के लिए भी कई चीजें मिलती हैं कि अरे यार बड़ा स्ट्रेस होता है रिलेशनशिप में. अभी देखो ना, सिंगल रहो तो कितना इजी, कितना चिल है. But I feel as you grow older and hopefully wiser, you tend to understand the good things that probably a relationship brings in your life. And I feel it's a beautiful thing. ये हम लोगों ने ना बहुत कंटेंट बना दिया कि लव इज बैड, लव कमीना है, लव कुत्ता है, लव धोखा है. एंड आई थिंक हम जो इंस्टाग्राम पे या सोशल मीडिया पे या हमारे जितने शोज भी हम कभी कभी देखते हैं ना, who basically say that love should be tested. I think it's not love that needs a test, it's the lust that we are testing in the name of love. And I feel these memes are great for effect, but I feel we see our parents are fighting sometimes, and doesn't mean they leave each other. We also see them being happy with each other. So I feel it's a work in progress every day, and I feel it's a great thing, and if you have it, cherish it. And sooner or later, I feel everybody understands the value of love and relationships as you grow older.
And like you know, you're one of the like TV's most eligible bachelors.
I've just, I think, been that since ever.
So you spoke about time. Do you like considering your? I know love just happens when you least expect it. So, but do you feel you have the time for one?
Everyone has the time. मैंने ना जाकिर भाई का भी एक बड़ा कमाल का मीम सुना था कि दुनिया में इतना काम है ही नहीं जितना आदमी अपनी औरतों को बता रहे हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके पास टाइम नहीं होता. आई थिंक क्या होता है ना, कभी-कभी आपका वो एक्सक्यूज है क्योंकि आपका वो सिंपल गेट अवे है कि मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन माय करियर. पता चलता है आपने साल में एक काम नहीं किया तो आप फोकस किस चीज पे करते हो. एंड आई थिंक वी आर आल्सो लिविंग इन टाइम्स वेयर there is so many options that we don't want to commit to.
Right.
Like we want one, but we don't want to give it a name probably.
Right.
And all of us do that. including me. I have also done that in my life. I think everyone does that. It's just that I feel it's, I don't know, yeah, I think to each his own. I feel if you see the good side about love, there are many. बट ये जो टाइम वाली बात है ना कि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है और ये नहीं है, टाइम तो फिर आपको अपने लिए भी बनाना ही पड़ता है बिकॉज व्हेन कम्स टू गिविंग टाइम टू समवन दैट यू वांट टू बी विद, nobody is working 24 hours.
And it's something besides acting and hosting. We see you have a lovely dog called Noah. Could you tell us, like, because I'm guessing, when you come home, he's the best thing to come home to.
I think the best decision of my life was when I actually got him in the lockdown.
Okay.
He's a lockdown baby. So I was dog phobic.
Okay.
I think I was 30 years old.
Okay.
I had major dog phobia. Like I would phobia to the point that I would not go to my friend's house and मेरे में कुत्ता था. Then I did खतरों की खिलाड़ी. And I went to खतरों and I went to Spain and I told them one thing. I said आप मुझे ना कुछ भी दे देना. सिर्फ डॉग मत देना क्योंकि इट्स नॉट फेयर फॉर मी टू गो अगेंस्ट अ डॉग लवर क्योंकि मेरा इनेट फेयर है. तो उन्होंने कहा तो तू बोल रहा है शेर दे दे. मैं कहा आप शेर दे दो ना, शेर तो उसके पास भी नहीं आया होगा कभी. तो क्योंकि अगर डॉग आप मेरे पे छोड़ते हो और किसी को कोई डॉग लवर है तो उसका इनेट फेयर तो नहीं है. तो उन्होंने मेरे पे सांप, बिच्छू, शेर, चीते, दुनिया जहान के जानवर छोड़ दिए, डॉग नहीं छोड़ा मेरे पे. और मैं फिर वहां से वापस आया एंड वेंट टू ऋत्विक्स हाउस. सो ऋत्विक हैज अ डॉग कॉल्ड मर्फी. सो दरवाजा खुला एंड मर्फी केम रनिंग. तो माय इंस्टिंक्टिव वाज टू रन एंड व्हेन आई डिड दिस एंड देन आई वाज लाइक तू पागल है क्या, तू शेर चीतों के साथ चिल करके आया, तेरे को इससे डर लग रहा है. एंड इट जस्ट वेंट अवे. I don't know. So I think I'm very, very grateful to Khatron Wahi for that. And then I never thought I'd keep a dog.
Right.
I think the lockdown, my Instagram was just showing golden retrievers left, right, center. I don't know why.
Okay.
And golden retriever babies. तो मैं भूल गया कि बड़े भी हो जाते.
हाँ.
और मैं भूल गया ये बहुत जल्दी बड़े हो जाते. तो मुझे लग रहा था ये 1.5-2 साल उतने ही रहेंगे तो मैं इसके साथ खेलूंगा फिर ये बड़ा हो जाएगा. ये भाई तो 6 महीने में बड़ा हो गया. तो बट आई थिंक द बेस्ट फीलिंग इज टू कम बैक होम. आई थिंक I don't think so I've been so committed to a living human being that I'm committed to him. Just my entire ideology now in life has changed. I go to work, I'm only thinking when I have to go back home because I want to be with him. He's alone. So I think like a dog definitely changes your life. Like if I've had a bad day, he'll not come near me.
Give you your
He'll
space.
give me my space. He'll sit there and he'll just look at me.
A few moments later.
I know.
We can come in the film. Come.
We're talking about you only. Come here.
Sit with Karan.
Sir, come here. Come here.
Special guest. You got a very special guest. Come,
Sure.
sit.
Huh?
Go here.
Go to him. Talking about you.
And we're talking about you.
Correct.
So,
Perfect.
good days and bad days.
Good days and bad days. Abhi no good day. Abhi, and he loves card games.
What next? And you spoke about you and Jenny. So tell us something about like what can we see or what are we going to see?
Of just working with friends, I think is beautiful. We keep talking about the same thing. On set that it's been such a beautiful journey, and it's become our joke that I was telling Jenny the other day. I was like 14 years down the line, Jen, you and I are still playing leads. I'm just happy about that. And it's always fun here. It's I think it's the best feeling when you can actually work with your friends, and because there is so much of love, and there's so much to give, and I think that's what I love about just working with her.